strongest character that ever lived in the entire world of Skibidi Toilet. If you think the Tri-Titan or Clock Titan are strong, well, you have no idea of the character I'm about to create, because by the end of the video, we would be left with a character so overpowered that not only no one would be able to stop him, not even the Titans, not even an entire race. He would be so broken that even 3 Titans combined wouldn't be able to stand in the way of the character that I'm about to create. What should we name him? Well, since this character would be the best of the best in his field, let's just call him Unique. You know, it runs in the name. But before we begin, just to make this a bit more difficult, we would follow this small rule. We can only use a trait from each character just once. So for example, if we choose to go for Plungerman's speed, then we would not be able to choose Plungerman again for another trait like his strength, weapons, or fighting skills. Okay, so let's start with the very basics. Now, what race would our character be? Well, it's quite difficult to say because there are multiple overpowered races in the show, but also there is a small detail I want to point out for this category. Well, if you choose a race like, say, the Clocks, that doesn't necessarily mean that you would have access to all their abilities, but rather it would only increase your potential if you choose the ability specific to that race. Let's just say like TV men would have the upper hand in using light rays than the camera would. You get the point, right? Now, with that out of the way, let's choose a race. Well, for this category, I have 2 options, the Skibidi Toilets or the Cameramen. Why? Well, because these guys can easily evolve and are quite compatible with other races' technology. I mean, check out the Camera Titan switching arms and tell me if his adaptation is not crazy. So which amongst these 2 would be best? Well, I would go with the Cameraman, and that is simply because I want to look more human in contrast to looking like a mutant. Plus, it also matches my name, Unique Cameraman, and not Unique Skibidi, if that sounds right. Now, this was just the first point, and we still have another 9 traits to analyze. And for the 10th trait, we save for last. Well, all I'm going to say is that it changes everything, as that would be one of the most broken traits for someone to have in the entire world of Skibidi Toilet, especially when you consider the rest of the attributes our character would have. So, let's move on. So we choose his race, but how about some more physical aspects of this character, his size? Well, in the Skibidi world, there are mainly 3 tiers of sizes. Titans, which are the biggest among them, large size, which isn't as big as Titans, and the normal-sized characters. Although it is worth mentioning that some characters go above and even between these tiers, like the Tri-Titan that is even bigger than the regular Titans, and some Skibidi mutants that are larger than the large agents, but smaller than the Titans. But there is one more that is even better, which is this large subscribe button that is available for you to press. So go on, give it a try. But seriously now, which would we take? Normally you would think I would go with the Titans since, yeah, they have more physical advantage plus more energy. But all of that wouldn't be necessary because there are attributes like that already as an option. And although it would help increase this aspect, I think it would be best to go physical advantage plus more energy. But all of that wouldn't be necessary because they're take. Normally you would think I would go with the Titans since, yeah, they have more physical advantage plus more energy. But all of that wouldn't be necessary because there are attributes like that already as an option. And although it would help increase this aspect, I think it would be best to go as a large character. But which one did I choose? Well, I would go for this Cameraman. I mean, his physical strength was decent in comparison to his size, so why not? On the note of strength, though, what level of physical strength would our character have? Well, here we believe there are 2 prime candidates. The first being the Clock Titan that literally lifted the Counter Titan with one hand. And mind you, this Counter Titan's body is made with materials that are impenetrable. But still, by sheer physical strength, the Clock Titan pierced his sword through his body. But no matter what, I do believe that our next character is even stronger. This is none other than the Drill Titan. I mean, this guy is literally 105 meters tall and arguably has the best level of physical strength in the entire Skibidi Multiverse series, most notably showcased when he fought against the TV Titan, where his punches were powerful enough to create giant air shock waves, which is totally insane. Even though we choose the Drill Titan, it is worth mentioning that the Sonar Titan is also a super strong character as well. And now an ability just as important, if not more important than strength, is of course speed. Here the obvious choice is of course the Clock Titan, as while he can stop time to pause his opponent, he is also capable of speeding up his own to increase his movement multiple times over. However, there are 2 other exceptionally fast characters to consider. The first is Plungerman. While in this glitch version, Plungerman can move at really high speeds and is so fast that he can speed blitz even large opponents. But the next candidate we considered is even crazier. This guy was able to travel from outside space to the Earth in a couple of seconds despite his humongous size and was even able to fight freely outside space. So now, since we haven't picked any trait from these characters, which would we choose? Well, the Clock Titan wouldn't be an option because I have a different trait that I would like to take from him. And I think that goes for the Tri-Titan as well. So, we are now left with the Glitch Plungerman. Yeah, I know he's not the fastest amongst them, but still, there is another trait on this list that would make our character even faster, and possibly faster than these 2, but we'll get to that a little later. Moving on to one of, if not the most important trait to have, let's choose our ability. Now, I know that there are a lot of overpowered abilities in this series, from telepathy to necromancy, copy, and even gravity manipulation. But since I've already made a video ranking the strongest abilities in the entire Skibidi fandom, I think the best ability to fit our character is time manipulation. And obviously, the character we would use for this trait is the upgraded Clock Titan. Now I have access to not only his insane time manipulation, but the chrono destruction as well. And from what I said about the Clock Titan earlier, I would also be incredibly fast. And now, since my base speed without manipulating time is already as fast as the Glitch Plunger Man, I would be even faster than the Clock Titan while using time. I could have talked more about my ability, but to learn more about this power, then go watch this video. Moving on to the 6th trait, energy. This one is quite complicated, to be honest, as I believe there are two characters that have immense energy output, which are the TV Titan and the Camera Titan from the multiverse. When it comes to Titan TV Man energy, it is pretty much, well, ask the speaker what he felt like to hold even a fragment of it. And it is so powerful that it was able to damage the upgraded Drill Titan whose defenses are off the roof. But on the Camera Titan's side, his energy is also insane. Plus, it seems he can also channel it to other parts of his body. Now, to be honest, this choice would literally make a huge impact on our character, because we have to at least have enough energy to handle our time ability, so it would be really effective. We could have added the Clock Titan, however, we have already chosen him in the past. So, in reality, I guess I would have to go with the Camera Titan. And the reasoning lies between the fact that the Camera Titan's energy isn't that bad, but most importantly, I am saving a trait I would like to take from the TV Titan. But still, this automatically means I now have access to the energy shield, since like I analyzed in past videos, this shield is made by concentrating your energy in a single spot. Plus, it's the camera's specialty, so I guess I'm in for a treat. Even though energy is important, something equally important in battle is your durability. Yeah, this obviously goes to the Counter Titan. I mean, who else, right? Okay, but seriously now, the durability of the Counter Titan is really high, but since he was easily packed by the Clock Titan, I think the best for this trait is the Tri-Titan. And don't ask me why, because if you know, you know. The next trait is the weapons. Now, in the series, there are weapons like swords, gravity arms, axe, blades, just to name a few. However, which one would we choose since, once again, Clock Titan, Camera Titan, and Drill Titan are all out? Well, I guess my last choice would be none other than the Counter Titan's balls. Yeah, you were not expecting that. You see, although shown only once, we know that with the help of these balls, the Counter Titan can recreate any weapon of his opponents. So using this, I would literally have access to a plethora of weapons, depending on the ones my opponent uses. Now we move on to IQ and Battle IQ. This time, I would go straight to the point and choose the Scientist Skibidi Toilet. Now imagine having all these insanely broken abilities we just analyzed. And on top of that, our character has the intelligence to build all kinds of insane stuff to become even more broken. The list includes acid launchers, rocket launchers, and basically a copy of almost all the Alliance's technology. I mean, you name it, and the scientist can build it. And now, so can Unique. He is also a really good planner when it comes to battles, as we saw that most of the plans used to take out the Titans was actually his doing. Now let's choose our character's fighting skills. Well, for this one, there are 3 prime candidates: Plungerman, Dark Speakerman, and the Assassin Drillman. However, Plungerman is already out since we took his speed, so I guess we are only left with Dark Speakerman and the Assassin Drillman. And this one isn't a debate at all that the best fighter amongst these two is the Assassin Drillman. I mean, this guy could jump through cars while moving at high speeds, so why not? Now our character has the fighting skills of an assassin. 8 traits down, 2 to go. When it comes to stamina, the only characters that come to mind are Jimmy and the Camera Titan. I mean, these guys were able to keep fighting through episodes even while heavily being injured. But I have one more character I think comes close to these guys in stamina: the Speaker Titan. We saw how he fought through episodes alongside the Camera Titan. Although not to the camera's level, I still believe the Speaker Titan would be another candidate. But wait, there is the TV Titan here as well, so I'm not pretty sure which has it more. But if I were to choose, I would probably go with the TV Titan. And now, we've reached the final trait for our character. But wait, there is the Speaker Titan. Jump through cars while moving at high speeds, so why not? Now our character has the fighting skills of an assassin. 8 traits down, 2 to go. When it comes to stamina, the only characters that come to mind are Jimmy and the Camera Titan. I mean, these guys were able to keep fighting through episodes even while heavily being injured. But I have one more character I think comes close to these guys in stamina: the Speaker Titan. We saw how he fought through episodes alongside the Camera Titan. Although not to the camera's level, I still believe the Speaker Titan would be another candidate. But wait, there is the TV Titan here as well, so I'm not pretty sure which has it more. But if I were to choose, I would probably go with the TV Titan. And now, we've reached the final trait for our character, the special ability. Here we should consider that the most important set of special abilities are as follows. The Camera Titan's Rage Mode, which enables him to increase all his physical starts in a battle. The next is the Secret Agent version of telepathy, which he used on Plungerman. There are also the Alpha's balls that can make her create a hole in space and can also be used for teleportation and summoning at the same time. But no matter what special attributes or abilities they are in the series, I only have one in mind, and that is Jimmy's ability to run away when he sees he's losing a fight. Why? Yeah, so if it seems like I'm about to get jumped by 3 Titans, I always have the option to run away and leave to fight another day. Check out this video if you want to see what would happen if the TV Titan fought against every overpowered Titan in the entire